Alright, me babbers, Bristolian Dave back here once again, and today, something a little different. So today, I'm going to go over everything I watched in January and February. I was hoping to do these monthly. Unfortunately, time got away from me. Didn't get a chance to do it, so I've combined everything into the one video there. So you're getting the best of January's and February all in one. So we're going to take you through. As on the thumbnail, you can see I watched a big stack of stuff. And yes, I actually watched stuff, despite what some people may think. So we're going to go through it, and you can watch me try and remember exactly what happened in the film and whether or not I liked it, etc. So, let's get started. So before we dive straight in with movie number one, and no, these are not in order because I dropped them and I can't remember the order I watched them in. It's all in my letterbox, which you can go check out as well. So yeah, it's going to be out of order. It doesn't matter. Without the rambling, make sure, if you haven't already, guys, subscribe to the channel. Alright, my channel is slowly growing and I appreciate it, and I love to share my interests with you. Make sure you like the video, guys. Always appreciate a thumbs up. Helps the algorithms for YouTube and pushes the video out a little bit more. And as always, guys, leave a comment down below. I love it when you leave comments. It means I can chat to you. Some of the comments are super inventive. Some of them are very helpful. Some of them slag me off. I love all of it. Leave it down below, guys. Appreciate it. So the first movie here in the pile is What's Your Number? This stars Anna Faris and Chris Evans. Now, I actually really enjoyed this one. I am a lover of rom-coms. If you're not, that's fine, but I fucking love them. So this is about Anna Faris, who goes to her sister's wedding and realizes she's actually slept with 30 people. Well, 29, and she doesn't want to go past 30, you see. So she kind of swears off blokes until she finds that one bloke she wants to marry, and he can be number 30. But what she does is she goes back and she goes through her past boyfriends, all the ones that have either broken up with her or she's broken up with. And obviously comedy ensues. Her neighbour, Chris Evans, ladies' man through and through. They work out an agreement to help each other out in this situation. Chris has got kind of detective skills, and he goes and he helps Anna track down her past boyfriends. And yeah, eventually, you know, things happen. I won't ruin the ending of the story, but it's very, very good comedy. Made me laugh quite a bit, and nice ending as well. Just what you want from a romantic comedy. So definitely check this one out if you haven't already. Second movie was Sniper Special Ops. Now, I bought this accidentally. I don't know if I've already shown you that in a video or not, but I saw Van Damme on it online and I picked it up, and I didn't realize it was Rob Van Damme, not Jean-Claude Van Damme. So I was like, oh, okay, well, good thing I like wrestling. This is your typical Steven Seagal action movie. It's alright. It's not something I'd recommend too highly, but if you like Seagal, you probably like this. So it's essentially about a rescue mission to rescue an American congressman, I believe it was. And yeah, some disobeying orders, kind of all the stuff you'd expect for this type of movie. So yeah, check it out. I mean, I won't recommend it too highly. Once is not enough to watch this movie, actually. It was very, very good. It's based in Ireland, and yeah, it's about a street busker who meets a girl. The girl really likes his music, and together they make sweet music. And yeah, it's their journey from not knowing where they're going to developing a relationship and then pursuing things they desire. It's got some decent music in actually as well, to be fair. But if you like, again, had some funny bits. I wouldn't call it a rom-com, it's definitely a romance. But I would definitely check this one out if you haven't already. Good Irish cinema. Next up, we've got Rover. Rover starring Guy Pearce and Robert Pattinson. Robert Pattinson, obviously famous for Twilight, and most recently The Batman. Yeah, I enjoyed this movie. Post-apocalyptic movie, where basically everything's gone to shit. Movie starts instantly with a getaway car. Robert Pattinson is left by his brother and his, I won't call them friends, teammates, or people he was hanging with. Guy Pearce gets his truck stolen, and it's essentially, it's almost John Wick, but trying to get your truck back with Robert Pattinson in. So yeah, it was interesting, it was different, and there was a nice twist in it in the end. I was like, that's why this is happening. So check it out, Rover, guys. I seem to have a thing for post-apocalyptic movies. I watched Akira on 4K. Beautiful looking movie. Akira is fantastic. It's obviously known as one of the better anime movies of all time. Again, post-apocalyptic setting. After, I believe it was a nuke. Well, they thought it was a nuke. It went off in Japan. And from there, you've now got like biker gangs, because every post-apocalyptic setting needs biker gangs. And yeah, it's a series of sci-fi. I'd say sci-fi more than fantasy, where his friend is sort of caught up in a weird scientific phenomenon. Try not to give too much away for people that haven't watched it. Go watch it. Akira, really, really good. And I think if you like sci-fi, you'll enjoy this movie. Next up, I watched Starred Up. Actually, quite enjoyed it. It's a good movie. Set in a prison. So this guy goes to prison, Jack O'Connell. And in prison, his dad is there. And it's essentially a story of Jack almost developing, dealing with his own issues, coming to terms with them, at the same time as dealing with the issues with his dad. And yeah, there's a lot of action in it, a lot of fighting, a lot of drama. I recommend it. It's a good film. Probably didn't sell it too well. It sells itself. Go watch it. Next up, I watched The Spy Who Dumped Me. This doesn't really have good reviews. I really enjoyed it. So, Mila Kunis, I absolutely love Mila Kunis. I watch her in anything. Kate McKinnon, I was less familiar with, but she was actually really good in this as well. It's essentially a movie about, so it's a spy movie with a twist. So, her boyfriend, husband, can't remember which it was, is a spy. Shit goes down. She now has to finish his job, essentially, to stop the bad guys getting something that he was hiding. So from there, it's just pure comedy all the way through. I really enjoyed this. A lot of people won't like it, all right, but I thought it was good. So if you like spy movies, you like comedy, if you like stuff like if you like Johnny English, so along those sort of lines of comedy, so I give it a shot. Next up, we got Starship Troopers Invasion. Now this is a CGI Starship Troopers movie, and actually it wasn't too bad. It was pretty good. So there's a ship that goes dark. Sounds familiar with a lot of sci-fi movies. And they have to go investigate. Turns out it's infested, and shit goes down. Starship Troopers. So yeah, it's what you'd expect from a Starship Troopers CGI movie. It's worth a watch. If you like Starship Troopers, you don't mind watching CGI, give this one a shot. Now this one was really interesting. This is called I Am Not a Serial Killer. So I wasn't sure on where this was going. So it kind of threw me a little bit of a curveball, but essentially this is based in a small town where a young man's having a lot of issues. He's got a lot of like mental problems where potentially he has the mindset to become a murderer or mass murderer. And it's a story of this kid actually having to deal with a legitimate mass murderer. It's really good. There is a twist in it. I don't want to give it away by telling you anything about it, because it was different. It was different, but it's definitely worth a watch, guys. This next one was a nice one. It stars John Corbett. I dropped it. It's called All Saints. It's based on a true story. So All Saints is about a priest who is in charge of a church. Unfortunately, the church isn't doing well. There's no funding for it. But this church tends to deal with is not the right word, but tends to be aligned with immigrants that have come over to the country, and how they help them settle in, and how this priest takes responsibility for them, and how in return their return is kindness through help, labor, and other things. It's actually really nice. It's about a community pulling together to try and help the church and help all of these people. So I would definitely give it a watch. If you want something nice to watch, something that you don't have to worry about thinking too much, give this one a shot. Next up was Precinct 13. Really like this movie. So the movie is about a small town who is basically overrun by criminals and a gang. So the police station is actually shutting down. Unfortunately for the police officer who's left there, there is a passing minivan full of prison transfers. So they have to stop there overnight to refuel, etc., get supplies. So they do that. Unfortunately, this gang decides, you know what, now's the time we're going to get involved. And all hell breaks loose, and it's about the compromise between a policeman and a criminal who might not be fully criminal. That doesn't make sense, but it's good. It's good. A lot of action in it as well, and quite a good ending on it. I appreciated it. The next movie was Raging Bull, starring none other than Robert De Niro. Really good movie. Heralded as an absolute classic, and I can see why. This was a first-time watch. All of these are first-time watches, and I really enjoyed this. Robert De Niro plays a up-and-coming boxer, and it's about the trials and tribulations of his life and the ones around him, and how he tries to move up the ranks in boxing and things that happen in his own personal life. And yeah, it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. I would definitely give this a shot if you haven't seen it. If you like boxing, if you like Robert De Niro, if you just like good movies, check out Raging Bull. The next movie is with Jennifer Lawrence, Robert De Niro again, and Bradley Cooper, and it's called Joy. So Joy's a story of a struggling single mother, who comes up with an invention and has to navigate the business world while looking after her family and falling into all these pitfalls and trying to make ends meet, and trying to make a success of her product. Very, very cool movie. I really enjoyed it. I don't think this is based on a real movie, real scenario. I don't know, it might be. But either way, Jennifer Lawrence puts in a very, very good performance, and I would check this one out. Next movie is with Stone Cold Steve Austin and Jay White, and that is Tactical Force. Now, I wasn't sure if I'd seen this before. It turns out I have, which is okay, because actually, it wasn't a bad movie. So this is a movie about a SWAT team who basically always gets into shit because they do stuff they shouldn't do, you know, just outside the lines. So they get punished and have to do training. Turns out the place they're training is currently being used by criminals. So as you can imagine, chaos ensues and things go down, and there's a lot of action in it and an interesting ending. So I would definitely check this out if you're a fan of Austin, Jay White, or these kinds of movies in general. Next movie was Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil and Vile, the story of Ted Bundy, played by Zac Efron. This was a very good movie, or retelling rather, of Ted Bundy, one of the most notorious serial killers to have lived. Very interesting in terms of like how this guy was able to captivate everyone, and how he was able to create such a fan base, especially amongst women. So it's definitely worth a watch. It's from Sky Cinema, and Zach don't get enough credit from me. He's a very, very good actor. I highly recommend this. Go watch it. Next movie I watched on 4K Ultra HD was Nope. Now this is the third movie in Jordan Peele's arsenal, and I went into it completely blind. And I was pleasantly surprised. It's a really good sci-fi movie. Now obviously his previous ones have been kind of like sci-fi horror. This was just more sci-fi, but it's really good. So it's about a family who own a ranch, and essentially the dad gets incapacitated through something falling from the sky, and then it's about the kids trying to make the ranch viable, trying to make it survive, and sci-fi shit goes down. So obviously when I say sci-fi shit, it's like, I don't want to tell you what it is because it might ruin it if you don't know it. Go in with it without knowing anything, and you'll be pleasantly surprised. I really liked it, 100%. Go check it. Next up, I watched on 4K Steelbook, Don't Worry Darling. This again was a complete blind watch. I didn't know anything about it. I knew it had some pretty decent reviews, so I thought I'd check it out. Turns out it's kind of, I'd say sci-fi as well, actually. Sci-fi movie. So this is about Florence Pugh and her husband Harry Styles and their life in this quaint little community. Obviously, it turns out everything is not as it seems, and things start to unravel as Florence Pugh goes looking in places she shouldn't. So from there, things go down, and Harry Styles actually very good in this. I gotta admit, I wasn't sure about Harry Styles' acting, but he's proved time and time again, actually, that he's pretty decent. So, definitely worth checking. Don't Worry, Darling. And next up, I watched a classic, Highlander, the original movie with Christopher Lambert and Sean Connery. Really, really good. So this is about Christopher Lambert, who plays Connor MacLeod, and he is an immortal. He doesn't know this to start with, but he's an immortal who gets stabbed and gets shunned from his village. And then from there, he meets Sean Connery, and then he learns stuff about himself. And yeah, obviously being immortal, it moves from early, like 1500s to the modern day at the time when this was set. And yeah, really, really cool. Really cool fight scenes. Some really iconic moments as well. So if, like me, you had never actually watched this thing in full, because I hadn't, I had watched it on TV in parts, go check it out. Highlander, great movie. Next up, I watched a movie called Funny Games. This is with Naomi Watts and Tim Roth. This was actually a decent movie. So this, I believe, is a remake of I want to say Finnish, but it might not be Finnish movie. And yeah, it's a westernization, but actually they do a good job with it. So it's about a family who goes to their riverside house, lake house, whatever you call it, and meet two twins who are just there on holiday as well with a different family. Turns out these twins are psychotic bastards, and as you can imagine, shit goes down. There's a couple of shocking moments in this. It's like, oh damn, okay, didn't think that was gonna happen, but it does. And yeah, I would definitely check this one out. Again, I'm trying not to give too many spoilers for it, but I would recommend it. Next one I watched, I think this is technically from the end of December, like New Year's, but it was in this pile, so I'm including it. That is Halloween Ends on 4K. Well, I didn't think it was too bad. So this movie gets a lot of shit. For the way it kind of ended, which I do understand. It's about Michael Myers. Obviously, this is like the 14th Halloween movie, I believe. No? 10? I don't know. There's a shit ton of them. And obviously this is the end of the current trilogy, which apparently is the end of the end. We'll see. Yeah. It was interesting. It was an interesting finish. Jamie Lee Curtis obviously being in this one as well. And I feel like they were going in the direction for this of having someone to take over from Michael Myers, that they could do something with, but I feel like they pussied out, which makes for a bit of a clunky film. It's still watchable. It's just not what you would want to finish the trilogy, if I'm honest. But yeah, give it a watch if you get it. This next one was also on 4K Ultra HD, and that is Knock at the Cabin by M. Night Shyamalan. Shyamalan. M. Night's Knock at the Cabin. Yeah, I actually really enjoyed this movie. So this is sci-fi thriller movie. It's about a family who goes away to holiday in a cabin in the woods. Not that cabin in the woods, this is a different one. And then these four strangers come and knock on the door. And they have some weird intentions. I can't tell you too much about their intentions because it kind of ruins the movie if I do. But basically there's more shit that goes down. There's a lot of brain twisting in this one. And I recommend it. With most M. Night Shyamalan, with his movies, they generally do have twists in them or things you didn't quite see coming. So if you like his movies, definitely check this one out. And Batista's in it. And Batista, you know what? These days, it's between him and John Cena and who's the best professional wrestler turned actor. I think The Rock slipped down to third. I think Batista and John Cena are now 1 and 2. Rock's got to pull it back somehow, but I don't see it. Not the way Batista's rolling at the moment. Next up, we have Away Days. This is a football hooligan movie. I enjoyed it. I always enjoy football hooligan movies. This one's got a bit of a twist in terms of it's more about the relationship between a guy and another guy that he met who gets him into the football reluctantly, and his life in the football terraces and also in his own personal life, and how their relationship develops as well, and how it finishes too. So yeah, get this one a watch. It's different. If you're expecting Football Factory, it's not quite the same thing. This has a little bit more, I'll say, story, a bit more drama to it. So Away Days, give it a shot. Then I watched SKET. SKET, for anyone who's not in the UK, who might not know, SKET is an insult over here. Mainly said by younger people. I've never used it myself. I prefer other insults, which I won't say in this video because YouTube might not like it. Yeah, so this is essentially about a group of girls who live on an estate, and obviously on estates there is shit that goes down, and yeah, it's a weird kind of take on like a girl power movie, but not in the way that you get with a lot of these girl power movies. It's actually quite interesting because there's like betrayal, there's revenge, there's twists and turns. actually not too bad, and I'm surprised more people haven't watched this. The penultimate film here was War Pigs. Not a bad little war film, you know, and it's got decent cast. You've got Dolph Lundgren, Luke Goss, and then you got Chuck Liddell, UFC fighter, former, and Mickey Rourke. So, you know, it's got a decent cast, and it was alright. It wasn't too bad. So Luke Goss is the sergeant, I don't know the rank, the leader, shall we say, of a platoon, and he gets put in charge of a new platoon who basically don't respect him. One person in particular, and it's about them completing their mission and trying to come out alive alongside him earning the respect of his platoon. Yeah, actually not too bad, decent movie. And then the final movie, I don't know why this one was at the bottom of the pile, because this is not a good movie to end on. The Emoji Movie. Yes, the Emoji Movie. One of the most hated movies of all time. And I watched it. I understand the hate, but at the same time I did enjoy it. It was a stupid, ridiculous movie based around smileys, the emoticons, being in a kid's phone, and trying not to get deleted. And you have really shit jokes in it, from a hand and a poop. And yeah, it was strange. Is it something I'd say, you got to go watch? No. Is it something I'd say, yeah, give it a shot? Yeah, put it on while you're doing something else. It's not bad. You probably pick it up for like 50 pence or something. So yeah, the Emoji Movie. So guys, that is every single movie I watched through January and February. But we also have one special thing that I did watch, and that special thing is Gavin and Stacy. So this is a TV series from the BBC, based in the UK, based around Essex and Wales, Barry Island. I never understood the whole Gavin and Stacy craze, and I never watched it. I now understand it. This, for me, is a fantastic comedy series and perfectly encapsulates some British life. And even if you hate James Corden, he's more bearable in this. And just the interaction between the characters and what they get on with, really good. There's 3 seasons, there's 2 Christmas specials. The last Christmas special I did have to watch on BBC iPlayer because it's not out anywhere on physical media. But yeah, really, really good. If you haven't checked out Gavin and Stacy, make sure you do. So guys, now that is officially everything I watched throughout the month of January and February. And I will try and do these monthly from now on, so we don't have so much to go through, because we are getting on to like half an hour here. So, if you did stay this far, thank you very much. Appreciate it, guys. Don't forget, always subscribe, always like the video, always leave a comment. Let me know, have you seen any of these? What did you think of them? Do you disagree, agree? And also, let me know, because I'm not used to doing this, how was the information I gave? Do you want a bit more, a bit less, different type of information on the movies? You let me know. You help guide me with this. All right. And I will leave, they're probably already popped up by now, a couple of videos here. One will be like a playlist you can go check out, probably my physical media updates for this year so far. The other one will be whatever YouTube recommends you of my videos. It might recommend you something really, really good. Go check it out and see. But we'll leave it there, guys. Thank you for watching this far. I do appreciate it and all the support. And I will see you guys next time. Cheers, me babbers.